I am predicting that we're going to have a really rough holiday season when it comes to like the retail landscape. Who could blame people for not spending as much money these days? Half of the comments on some of my past videos are talking about how like people can't afford to like go out anymore and enjoy themselves. Like people are working multiple jobs just to be able to get by.
I can't help but laugh at how a lot of these like big brands and corporations are practically begging people to come into their stores and shop for the holiday season. Now that we're almost like halfway through Q4 and they realize people are not buying.
Here's my hot take for you today. Stop wasting money on Christmas gifts. Stop wasting money on Christmas gifts. I think that Christmas has gotten so out of hand that we buy gifts for so many people, and if you can't afford it, don't spend the money.
Today we are going Christmas shopping with a unlimited budget. We're just gonna buy whatever we think we want to get everyone, so come with us.
I want to go Christmas shopping today because I have energy and I don't know how long it's going to last. They have all the prices on the wall. I'm pretty sure this is the one I'm going with.
As a former retail worker and just someone who has eyes and access to like the news, and also like just looking at some of my comments these past few days, like I am predicting that we're going to have a really rough holiday season when it comes to like the retail landscape. And it's sad. It's so sad because honestly, this is the time of the year where like retail employees are going to make supposedly the most amount of money because they're either getting more hours, they're making higher commission, things like that, you know. There's going to be a lot less seasonal jobs. I'm almost sure of it. There's going to be a lot less seasonal jobs because there's going to be a lot less people spending money this holiday season. And who could blame them? Who could blame people for not spending as much money these days? Half of the comments on some of my past videos are talking about how like people can't afford to like go out anymore and enjoy themselves. Like people are working multiple jobs just to be able to get by. And then all the news of like the corporate layoffs that are happening like in the next couple of weeks between like Target and Amazon and a few other, Paramount, one of them. It just makes me so sad because like it doesn't just affect the people who just got laid off. It doesn't just affect the people who are on SNAP benefits. Like all of this is like absolutely affecting everyone. And like the customer service workers are some of the people who will also be affected by everything that's about to happen. I guess my point of this video is really realizing that like it's all interconnected. Everything has a ripple effect. And I hope that this holiday season, if you can't give gifts to your loved ones, I hope you can at least give empathy to the people around you.
What is going on, guys? JC here, and I wanted to talk about today this whole idea that people are boycotting the holiday season. There's going to be a lot less shopping going on during the holidays, and I wanted to see, is that true or is it not true? So this gentleman here is saying that he thinks there's going to be a very big downshift in the amount of spending people do over the holiday season. And he's basing this largely on his own channel, people in his comments, and it's very anecdotal. And you may look around yourself and see what he's saying. You might look around and not see it. It's interesting that he said that half of his comments say people can't really afford to essentially treat themselves or go holiday shopping or do what they would normally do. So what does it say about the other half? But I just want to know what you think. What do you see in your own life, in your world around you? Do you see that it seems people are pulling back, or do you see that things are pretty much as normal?
I can't help but laugh at how a lot of these like big brands and corporations are practically begging people to come into their stores and shop for the holiday season. Now that we're almost like halfway through Q4 and they realize people are not buying. People aren't buying. And you know, a lot of businesses make almost 25% of their annual sales during the holiday season. And I'm surprised that they're surprised. Like, what did you think was gonna happen? You hiked the prices up on everything. Mind you, like a jacket costs over $150. It's like 100% like plastic, mind you. You don't even pay your employees like a livable wage. People can't afford groceries, let alone to shop in the stores that they work at. And you lobbied behind politicians that stripped like people's affordable health care and safety net programs. Like, people are concerned about eating, and these brands are like, well, why does nobody want to come in and shop my 25% off holiday sale? My 30% off Black Friday sale. Get out of here! Be like so for real. It's like, oh no, if it isn't the consequences of your own actions. I just scrolled past a TikTok of like an ad where like Victoria's Secret is selling pajama sets for $5. I have never in my life walked into a Victoria's Secret and been able to purchase something for $5. Like it's desperate. They're desperate. What did you think was people are struggling to survive? Like holiday shopping, back of people's mind. Come on. Ugh.
Once again, her narrative is that these major corporations are feeling the pain in Q4, which is October, November, December, the holiday season, where she mentioned a lot of corporations make 25% of their annual profits, which may or may not be true, but it tracks to what I've read in the past. But again, is this true? So let's look at some data. Why not? According to Yahoo Finance, she is right, but it's not as bad as she makes it seem or the first person makes it seem. So overall, retail sales are resilient but tiring, meaning that in nominal dollars, sales are still going up, but it's slowing. What she just pointed out is very important. She said a lot of these companies are raising their prices. So what's happening is sales are slightly higher than they were the year before, but a lot of that is because prices are higher. So when you adjust it for inflation, then you see that sales are actually slightly lower. But again, this is by less than 1%. So it's not as if there's a 10%, 5%, 15, 20% swing from the year before in terms of the number of sales. But of course, there's always more than just the numbers. It's also how people are feeling. And also, according to Yahoo Finance, apparently consumer sentiment measures are weakening, and surveys point to the worst personal finance outlook in years and rising worries about job security, which is no surprise. We've seen it all around us. People are pulling back. They're getting more concerned about their job security. They're having to work multiple jobs, like the first person said. Even I see it around in my own personal life. I'm sure you do as well.
Here's my hot take for you today. Stop wasting money on Christmas gifts. Stop wasting money on Christmas gifts. I think that Christmas has gotten so out of hand that we buy gifts for so many people. And if you can't afford it, don't spend the money. Last year, I didn't have a job. I did not work last Christmas. And so I had no income. So I barely bought any Christmas gifts. And let me tell you how nice that was. It was so nice. It was so nice to not have this long ass list of all these people buying gifts. I spend so much money on Christmas every year. So I literally said to myself, this year, I'm still in debt. So, circumstances have only changed of I have a job now, I have income coming in, but I don't want to spend all this money on gifts. So I don't want a bunch of people to buy me gifts. I'm not going to buy people gifts. There's like 3 people on my list that are getting gifts from me this year. And it's okay to say no. It's literally okay to say, let's not do Christmas. Let's not exchange gifts. Like, I'm not going to buy gifts. That's okay. Set that boundary because you don't need to be wasting all this money on spending money for Christmas. It's gotten out of hand. And if you're in debt and you're not in a good financial situation, don't. I highly recommend against it. I say you set a boundary. You don't need to spend the money and just be selective. At the end of the day, it's all about being selective on the people that you're buying for and how much you're spending on them. Don't go crazy and don't go into more debt.
At the end of the day, what is the holiday season in modern day America? We don't really celebrate holidays for their core meaning anymore. Maybe some people do, but most of us don't. Nowadays, and I don't want to sound like, a Scrooge or a Grinch here, it's all about spending money. That's what it is, which is why Q4 is such a big quarter for retailers because they know that people are going to start dishing out money to buy things that they don't necessarily need to. And I'm of the mindset where if I'm going to get you a nice gift, I'm going to get you a nice gift because I was just thinking about you. I don't want to get you a nice gift just because it's a certain time of the year. I don't want to be forced to buy a whole bunch of people things when it just feels unnecessary to me. And again, I sound like a Grinch, that's fine. And some people, that's their love language. Like my mom, she loves to buy gifts. And my aunt, they love to buy gifts. And this is any time of the year. When they're thinking about you, they'll buy you something. It could be the smallest thing. It could be a big thing. But what are we talking about here? We're talking about the holiday season is a bit, I don't want to call it a scam. It's just, it's consumerism on steroids. That's what the holiday season is. Every holiday almost, except I don't know, maybe Thanksgiving. Even then, you go and you buy a bunch of food, but at least you're spending time with family most of the time. Halloween, you go, you decorate, you buy costumes, you go out to bars or restaurants or whatever, so you're stimulating the economy that way. It really all comes down to consumerism, but a lot of people can't afford that. But again, as I mentioned earlier, there's 2 sides to this story. One side is the side that she is talking about, and the other side would explain why, even though you hear these stories from people, why are sales still up? Why are these retailers posting profits? Is it because they're laying people off? Partly. But what else is going on? There's more to it. Is it because they're raising their prices? Definitely. But there's also another piece to it, and that's what we're about to get into now, which is...
Today we are going Christmas shopping with a unlimited budget. We're just going to buy whatever we think we want to get everyone. So come with us. We are at Home Goods and we got like one thing so far.
I got these for after Christmas dinner so everyone can take some leftovers home. We're gonna get these too because we like to make coffee and hot chocolate on Christmas Day when everyone's over. Jared found this VW speaker thing that he's gonna buy himself because he won't let me buy it for him. We're in Chico's now. We're gonna get his Graham these slippers, and they have like little grips on them because she always wears this when she comes over. Okay, now we're going inside Books A Million to see if we can find anything. They have all the Pop Mart surprise boxes. I really want one of these. They're $22.99. You know what? I'll wait for my birthday and I'll come and get it. We're in the store called Belk. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm looking for Adidas for my mom. I finally found a teddy bear blanket. It's on sale. It was $65. It's $19.99 today, so it's coming home with me, and it's a king.
Okay, I'm taking a break. We're gonna head to Target and then go home.
So this is what the other side looks like. And she started her video off by saying there is no budget. Now, granted, they went and bought a whole bunch of little knickknacks and trinkets and small things, but a lot of those things cost a lot of money. And the stores they were shopping at are stores where a lot of stuff is 25 to 50% higher than they would be at, say, Walmart or some other retailer.
I want to go Christmas shopping today because I have energy and I don't know how long it's going to last. Tyson's at work right now, so I figured I can just get him out of the way first. There's this like electric dirt bike shop that opened in Arizona, and I know he really wants one, but he won't tell me that he wants one. So you're coming with me. I have to take my dad's truck in case I do get anything. That way I can haul it in the truck. Oh, I feel on top of the world in this thing. Just got here. This is what the bike shop looks like. Wait, I just found out they also sell a baby bike version. Okay, I might get this one because it looks sexy. Okay, call me crazy, but I think I'm gonna get the baby one too. They have all the prices on the wall. I'm pretty sure this is the one I'm going with. The E-Ride Pro SR. I'm back home now. I ended up getting Tyson this one, and then future baby got a matching one. She is going to love it.
So again, another example of the other side, and I'm just creating this dichotomy here just so you get the idea of what I'm going to talk about in a second. But from what she's pointing at on the wall, it looks like she chose the bike that I think is $5,000, if not the one that's $4,600 it looks like. So she went in there and casually dropped, $5,000 plus on a bike or two, electric bike that is. And so clearly she doesn't seem like she's hurting for money right now. Now, that leads me to my next point. Going back to the Yahoo Finance article I mentioned before, it says that higher income households boosted by stock market gains and still solid balance sheets are carrying most of the discretionary spending, while lower income shoppers are trading down, hunting for discounts, and focusing heavily on essentials. So this creates a split story, and it's saying that malls and premium brands can still look busy, even as value retailers and lower income consumers feel squeezed and cut back. This goes back to there are people in my comment section who 50% are saying they can't really afford to go Christmas shopping this year or holiday shopping this year. And then there are the other half, or maybe a little bit less than half, who are not really that concerned about prices. They're not that concerned about the economy as much, and they're just living their life as normal. Now, while these TikToks play of people shopping and going on their shopping hauls, I want to give you guys some more data. So big ticket and interest sensitive categories such as autos and home related spending are softer as people delay cars, remodeling, and other major purchases in the face of high prices and borrowing costs, because now interest rates are higher, it's more expensive to borrow money. Everyday categories like groceries and gas are absorbing more of people's paychecks, so consumers are compensating by buying more store brands and value packs, waiting for promotions and stacking discounts, and cutting back on nice to have discretionary items. But again, this is that 50% who say they are struggling, who are working 2 jobs or more, who are in debt, who may not be working at all right now, versus the people who have a little bit more discretionary income, who are boosting sales and keeping things kind of even. And that goes back to the numbers I was just talking about, where industry forecasts expect that the 2025 holiday retail sales in November and December to grow roughly 3.7 to 4.2% over last year's numbers, crossing the $1 trillion mark for the very first time, which that is still growth, but slower than the year before, it says, and it's expected to be driven heavily by, like I mentioned, higher income shoppers, with everyone else leaning hard on discounts, promotions, and buy now, pay later offers. So what does that mean? Retailers face a trade-off, either protect profit margins or go aggressive on discounts to move inventory, which will decide how cheap, in quotations, this holiday season feels for the average shopper. And with that said, guys, thanks for sticking around this long in the video. Let me know which side of the aisle you're on if you feel comfortable doing that. Are you on the side that is pinching down a bit or tightening your belt a bit this holiday season and you're not going to be spending that much because, you may just not have it right now, or maybe you're choosing not to do it for other reasons, or you're on the side where you just kind of going to go out and do things as normal, which is totally fine too. This is not a moral judgment or values judgment or anything like that. It's simply to point out that there seems to be a tale of two cities going on right now, which isn't that always how things are, unfortunately, a tale of two cities? It just seems now that the gap or the gulf between the two continues to widen, which we've heard a lot about, also known as the thinning of the middle class, if you will. And this is just another example of that during the holiday season and looking at the numbers and the data. But with that being said, as I mentioned, thanks for sticking around. And until next time, make smart financial decisions.